Well, boys and girls, 2016 has hatched, screeching and clawing from the fetid wound that was 2015, and we're all a little bit older, lurching towards the grave, by which I mean Happy New Year. With each passing year, we get the urge to look back at the year that was with fondness, remembering its greatest hits. That will be difficult for WWE because 2015's been something of an annus horribilis for them. Look it up, it's not what you think it means. Scandals, fan backlash, and more injuries than they literally knew what to do with. It's been a rough 12 months. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 things WWE want you to forget about 2015. Number 10, the announcer's instructions. Raw is currently called by a fish tank, a 94-year-old Texan millionaire, and Byron Saxton, who's Michael Cole, but without all the bits that make him thrilling. They do a bad job, but that's not really their fault. They have to call the action with more voices in their head than Randy Orton listening to a cappella. Then, the notes for WWE commentators memo was photographed and leaked to Reddit in July, revealing that the announcers aren't even allowed to say DQ, hatred, or wrestling. The 8-page document includes little nuggets like make topical references, e.g. Vince McMahon and Britney Spears have something in common. Entertainment. Now, to be fair, the memo isn't all bad. It says clever things like don't emasculate your co-host because if someone loses their credibility, we don't like listening to them. JBL to Michael Cole and everyone else to Byron Saxton. But the leaked guidelines is an example of corporate brand WWE at its micromanaging worst, and a damning indictment of how too many cooks make broth that is really, really hard to listen to. Number 9, hashtag cancel WWE Network. Well, the Royal Rumble's around the corner, and you know what that means. Time to dust off your booing trousers. Things are about to get indignant. The last 2 Rumbles have been smothered to death by fans unhappy with WWE's stubbornly contrary booking, and this year was the absolute worst. After last year's event was ruined by not having Daniel Bryan in it, WWE conceded. Okay, they said. Okay, we'll put Daniel Bryan in, and then eliminate him early. Trollololol, trollololol. As soon as Bryan was eliminated, Goldust comes out with shattered dreams being the first word on the Titantron. Ha ha ha. You too, WWE. The fans were miffed, let's say, booing Roman Reigns and his BFF cousin and chanting for refunds. On Twitter, hashtag cancel WWE Network trended worldwide, which sounds like good business to this guy. In the fourth quarter WWE conference call, Vince said he thought the controversy was great, which is terrifying, but with ratings down and Mr. Popularity still primed to be the number one guy, that complacency's run out, and WWE would not like the Rumble fans to remember just how damaging they can potentially be. Number 8, Billy going, gun. Monty Sop, aka Mr. Ass, aka the man with the worst names in the whole world, was fired in November from the WWE after they found out about a suspension he'd received from the sport of powerlifting after taking performance-enhancing drugs. At the time, WWE didn't even know he was powerlifting, never mind being banned from it. That's 2 bad surprises for the price of 1, or as WhatCulture call it, a Pacitti special. Apparently, when he was tested, Billy Monty Ass Sop Gun had 9 times the legal limit of testosterone in his system. 9 times! I'm surprised he wasn't a ball of chest hair and pissing entire dogs. WWE are incredibly strict on their wellness policy, and someone in a position of authority taking banned substances is very embarrassing. Almost embarrassing as the name Mr. Ass. Mr. Ass. Number 7, exploiting Reid Flair's death. Now, don't let WWE fool you. It can have all the Susan G. Komen months and Be a Star campaigns it wants. Occasionally, things like this come along to reveal that WWE's heart is full of ice and rotten dog's teeth. In an attempt to light some fire under the lukewarm feud of Paige versus Charlotte in the go-home show for Survivor Series, Charlotte broke down in tears and mentioned that she was fighting for her late brother Reid, who died of an overdose in 2013. And that massive thump you just felt in your chest is something getting way too real, way too quick. Now, WWE have gone to the recently deceased before, noticeably in the CM Punk Undertaker feud, but for this feud, for a 3-week build, you're going to have Paige say your little baby brother didn't have much fight in him, did he? Add on top of that WWE didn't even tell Reid's mother Elizabeth or Ric Flair about it, and you have a recipe for a bastard company. The remarks were cut out of the video package before the Survivor Series match, and WWE want to move on, the heartless sods. Number 6, the ratings plunge. Viewership keeps on slipping. WWE ratings are going down more regularly than your dad, reaching a historic low the night after Survivor Series. It averaged 2.9 million viewers, which is the first time the average has fallen beneath 3 million viewers since 1997. Remember 1997, when the company looked like this? Great. Somehow, WWE have managed to almost halve their audience since the post-WrestleMania Raw this year. High five, team success! Believe it or not, ratings aren't everything to WWE. They still pull in more viewers than the average cable show, but the constant stream of negative press will be something the company want you to forget once WrestleMania season starts. Number 5, Seth Rollins' penis. The junk is here! So I'm now someone who knows what Seth Rollins' penis looks like. #blessed. Now it's a perfectly fine penis. It's fine. It's a fine penis, guys. Stop going on about it. No, seriously, says WWE, stop going on about it. Earlier this year, Seth Rollins accidentally sent a nude selfie of NXT developmental prospect Zahra Schreiber to social media back in February, which is a bit iffy considering he was engaged to a lady who is not her at the time. The lucky fiancé then sent pictures of Seth's cock and 2 balls out on social media in response because revenge is a dish best served with a dick on it. Evidently, WWE thought Seth had a very pretty penis indeed because they gave him the WWE World Heavyweight Championship shortly afterwards. As for the lady in the original nude selfie, well... Number 4, Zahra's Nazi pictures. Zahra Schreiber is no longer with the company, but not because of a photo of her with all of her bits and pieces on display made onto the interweb. Nope, the reason she was fired was that in 2012 she uploaded 2 Nazi-themed pictures to her Instagram. How to succeed in business. One of the pictures was a Nazi-themed My Little Pony. So let's see, you've got Rainbow Dash, Twilight Sparkle, 1000 Year Reich. Yeah, she's one of the gang. The other picture uploaded was of a collage that also featured a swastika. When fans called for her to apologise, she responded, "I like history, ha," which is a bold defence. Then the fans called on her to be fired. Now, WWE is a tad unwilling to associate themselves with Nazis after a WCW wrestler, Jeep Swenson, sparked outrage by calling himself the final solution. Yes, really. And Zahra was canned forthwith. Number 3, Jimmy Snuka. Now there is nothing even slightly funny about this one. In 1983, Jimmy Snuka's girlfriend Nancy Argentino died from wounds that are consistent with severe domestic violence. Despite Snuka being the only suspect in the case, it went cold for 32 years before being opened again in 2015. In August, Snuka was arrested for third-degree murder despite his counsel saying his mental and physical health was too deteriorated to stand trial. There's nothing but pain here. If he was responsible for Argentino's death, it's a truly monstrous crime, and WWE will have been justified in scrubbing images of Snuka from their site and removing his profile from their Hall of Fame. Number 2, Bill DeMott, bad trainer. Bill DeMott makes a Demon Headmaster look like Rupert Giles. 90s reference, where my 30-year-olds at? Come on, I know that joke wasn't great, but after the last entry, we just need all the jokes we can get. I mean, look, here we are, it's Tag Team the Dicks. Ha 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 ha. All better. So Bill DeMott seems like an awful human being. He resigned in March this year after #FireDeMott trended on Twitter, borne by a legion of allegations of being a person. These include condoning sexual harassment, slapping wrestlers with concussions, forcing trainees to do dangerous drills, homophobic and racial language, ripping a t-shirt off Rusev after he just had neck surgery, and killing dogs with large rocks. That last one's not true, but point stands, he's an absolute human bastard. DeMott resigned before he was forced out, but not before the Performance Center got some absolutely horrible PR. Number 1, Hulk Hogan's racist rampage. Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. That no good Hulkster ain't worth jack around here, dude. Hulk Hogan was that was rubbish. Hulk Hogan was very publicly fired from WWE in July when the lawsuit surrounding his sex tape turned up private conversations he'd had about being miffed that his daughter was seeing a black man. Cue lots and lots of racial slurs. I mean, only Lucifer had a bigger fall from grace than this one. Around the world, Hogan was still Mr. Wrestling, but now the WWE have had to take one of their biggest cash cows out back and put 2 bullets in its head because the milk had gone sour and the cow kept mooing at all the people who weren't white. And oh god, look, it's just been a bad year. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon. And hey, while we have you, why not celebrate the relentless passage of time by buying WhatCulture's first ebook, The 100 Worst Wrestling Moments of 2015, written by Andrew Sosick, with a foreword from me. Only £3, it's currently the ranked #1 selling wrestling book on Amazon. Check the description for a link.